Summer is just around the corner, which means it's really going to be bathing suit season in a few weeks.
It's kind of a scary thought for me. Licensed dietitian Lindsay Vedelson is here. She's going to talk about the steps we need to take to show off our swimsuit physiques.
How long is this? Can I suck in the whole time we talk to you?
Okay, Lindsay, go.
When I pass out, it means we're going to wrap it up.
So how we're going to do this is a true and false quiz.
Okay.
So I have the true and false little sheets here for you. And so we're going to go through some fitness and nutrition, different topics that may be a little bit perplexing for most of my patients that they have questions about. So I kind of wanted to go through those types of questions. So the first one that we have is, does eating late at night cause you to gain weight?
True.
I mean, if I'm eating ice cream, I'm going to say true.
Okay. And so you say true.
True.
So the answer is actually false. It doesn't matter the timing of when you eat foods. It just matters whether the total amount of calories you eat is more than what you expend during the day.
Wait, so if I starve all day, work out, go home, eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's, assuming I've done more calories than that, and then go right to bed, that's not gonna...
It's fine as long as you're underneath the total amount of calories.
You're my new best friend.
Well, he went right with the ice cream, but you do hear that, like, don't eat after 6 or 7. But if you haven't had your...
Right, it's a complete myth.
Okay.
But the thing is, most people tend to eat very calorie-dense foods later at night. And it could be the Ben & Jerry's or Pop-Tarts or, you know, popcorn or things that aren't very nutritionally dense later in the evening, and then that's when they go over their calorie limit for the day. So that's where that bad eating habits come into play.
I like to eat before I go to bed. I like to go to sleep with a full belly. But so I need to cut out the food earlier in the day, though, if I want to do that.
So it's a matter of having just a balance of the right amount of calories throughout the whole day.
I thought I had that one. Okay.
So that cutoff at 7 o'clock is not necessary.
Not a hard and fast
what
rule.
if you stay up till 11 o'clock? I mean, you might need a snack later in the evening.
Keep the metabolism going, too,
Right,
maybe?
exactly. So learn a new thing
That's
today.
good news.
It is. Okay, are we
Stay
ready?
out of the ice cream.
I wouldn't recommend starving all day just to eat ice cream at night. Right. Okay, we're ready for question number 2. So does sitting for a long period of time, is that bad for you if you have structured activity for an exercise period of time during the day? So if you sit all day at your work, but you have exercise during the period, like go to the gym.
I'll say that's bad.
Is that bad for you?
I thought I heard sitting is the new smoking. So
You're right. Okay, you guys are right. Okay.
all right, we got one.
So research is now showing that sitting for long periods of time or laying for long periods of time, such as sitting at your computer desk or watching TV, is having a lot of health issues, like you were saying, like sitting is the new smoking. So there has been some research done in a study in Australia showing that women, particularly, who sit a lot, have more body fat. So I think there's something to be shown that small, short bouts of exercise or activity actually throughout the whole day is beneficial to people. So for some people, they're like, well, I can't do exercise throughout the day. I understand that, but I think it's more about being active. So some things that I have done to help with that is I've got a standing desk at work.
Nice.
And that helps me just to be just more active throughout the day. And one other small thing that I've done is I've taken my garbage can out of my office and I put it across the other side of my clinic. So anytime I have to throw something away, I have to purposefully walk across the clinic to throw something
you
away.
just do that so you can like play hoops all day.
Right.
Well, that's kind of a workout.
Yeah, and then I try to get a walk
on
my lunch break. That way it gives me just some time to get outside.
Oh, that's
So
good.
little things make a big difference.
You know, the things of like parking farther away from, you know, to work, or the parking lot at Walmart or wherever it may be. Just little things like that is just being more active throughout your day.
Makes sense.
Very good. Okay, so this is a question about eggs, because I hear this one a lot from my patients. So do eggs have an impact on your cholesterol?
That's tricky. I feel like it's hard. You hear both.
Yeah, it was.
Or
The
like
way you
back in
asked
the
it, I'm
day.
going to say that that's false, but I think if you have too much of the yellow stuff, the yolk, doesn't it impact you?
I think
So-
the yolk's good for you.
So eggs don't have an impact on your blood cholesterol. They do not.
Even with the whole
Right.
shebang.
So That's old school thinking, because the cholesterol in food does not have very much of an impact on the cholesterol in your blood. So what has an impact on the cholesterol in your blood is the saturated fat and trans fats in foods. And eggs have very little of both of those.
Maybe the bacon that you're eating with your eggs?
Potentially. So, or really fatty meats or very processed foods have a lot of trans fats. So I think that's what we need to kind of steer and stay away from. And I think the eggs have a very good high protein content and very good minerals and vitamins. So eat your eggs.
Don't be scared of eggs.
Don't be scared of eggs.
So even the yellow?
Even the yolk.
Okay.
Yep. It's because that's just kind of old school thinking of the cholesterol in the egg affecting the cholesterol levels in your blood.
Gosh, at 24, I'm already that wise.
Can't believe you're 24.
What's the next question?
So the next question is, stay away from all white foods.
All these are
True
kind of
or false?
They're so hard because I feel like it's what you're hearing, the trendy
And that's
thing.
the
or
thing
no?
is I have these patients come to me and they hear this conflicting information and they try to Google it and they still aren't getting the answer.
Yeah, what would
So-
Gwyneth Paltrow do, right? She
Right.
would stay away from all things white.
Right. So would you stay away from all white foods?
No. So false.
False. What would you do?
Does it include milk? Stay away
Maybe.
from all white foods. I don't discriminate
False.
against foods.
False.
Okay.
You guys are correct. Okay. Now, the white foods that most of my patients are talking about are the refined grains, such as white breads, white rice, things of that sort. So those are the types of white foods that I say you probably should stay away from. But there are a lot of healthy white foods, such as cauliflower, onions, broccoli. Milk is completely
okay.
fine. So I think we need to kind of narrow it down and say, well, what are the white foods that aren't the healthiest? And those are usually the refined foods of the white flours, and then focus on the whole grains of that sort. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
The last one that we have involves our lovely models here. Okay. So we have our muscle and
gross
fat.
is this?
So
I
does
know.
You're trying to take a picture of the
so we often hear that muscle weighs more than fat.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Does muscle weigh more than fat?
I will say that that's true.
That's what I tell myself.
Okay. So 1 pound of muscle weighs more than 1 pound of fat.
But when you say it like that, you say it like that makes no sense.
So muscle and fat weigh the same. However, you can see that 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat do not take up the same volume. Fat takes up more volume than muscle because muscle
tighter over there.
Muscle is a lot leaner.
Tight. Keep
Okay?
it right.
And when you think of muscle, it's a lot more metabolically active. It burns more calories than fat. So 5 pounds of muscle burns about 35 to 50 calories a day, where this fat only burns 10 to 15 calories a day. So this burns 3 times as many calories a day versus fat. So it's so
Wow.
important to focus on strength training. So whether that's body weight exercises, using dumbbells, using machines, barbells, any sort of strength training exercise to build muscle and burn fat, just so that you can get your metabolism raised up.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
I mean, be burning calories when you're not even doing anything.
Right, just at
After,
rest.
after your body
Just
pump
at
class.
rest, exactly.
Good stuff. All right.
Beachbody,
Well,
here we
thank you.
come. Thank
Right,
you very
exactly,
much.
yes. Thanks
Great
for having me
stuff.
today.
All right, stay with us. We're going to wrap things up right after this.